Have you ever felt stuck and found it difficult to improve your beats? Maybe they all started to sound the same and you couldn't find a way out. Today I'm going to share with you 5 tips that will instantly improve your beats. While at it, we are going to make a hard beat to show you how to properly use these tips, so let's get into it. So the first tip is to listen to a lot of music. For example, if you want to make a hard future type beat, I suggest you to listen to a lot of his songs to understand the vibe and the strategy that they used to make the beat. Let's listen to For a Nut. As you can hear, the main melody is made with a bell in triplets, so let's make something similar. So I will open Analog Lab and let's use the bell 8 to find a melody. I'm going to set the grid to 1/3 beat and let's find something fast and repetitive. Yeah, we can copy this over. Really easy. As you can see, I just used these 2 notes that are 1 semitone apart and they're going to create a lot of tension. And here I'm just going to the 5th note of the scale that is always going to sound good. So this is really repetitive and is sounding similar to the one in For a Nut, but now we need to add our own twist to it. Let's actually change sound. I will use a sound from the new bank that I'm making. Yeah, this one is insane. Let's pitch this up. Yeah. And we need to add some effects on this. So let's add an EQ. I have a stereo shaper to make the sound of it more wide. And I want to add some reverb too. And you know what? We could try to add half time on this. And let's speed this up. Ooh. Let's add also Fin Micro on this, that is a free plugin adding a pitched up delay. So I like this melody and I think I will keep it like this, but I want to render this and use a trick that I already showed you a lot of times. When you have a melody like this, you can stretch it and pitch it up maybe 24 semitones. So you have an instant variation that you can use in the arrangement. Yeah, let's add some effects on this too. Some delay and some reverb as always. Yeah. Of course, when you're taking inspiration from another song, you don't want to copy exactly the same melody, but it's good to use the same strategy as a starting point. Now we need to add a bass note on this, man. So let's go in my Nova one-shot kit and let's use this piano as always. Yeah. So the second tip is to pay more attention to your sound selection. In fact, it's better to have a single counter melody with the right sound and the right melody than a lot of counter melodies with sounds that do not match the vibe. Now, I know in this type of beats, scenes are going to sound perfect. And since I want to find something more unique, I will open this plugin from Arturia. It's really cool because you can find some crazy sounds in here. Ooh, let's try this sound. Yeah, that's perfect for these, man. Let's add some reverb, some delay. So this sound is fitting perfectly in this beat because this main melody is using a lot of mid-end and this one is using more high-end. And it's really important to feel all the frequency spectrum. In fact, right now we have that deep piano that is playing the low end and then we are going to have the 808 of course. And then we have this one that is in the mid-end, but we are going to have some section where it's pitched down. Yeah. And this one is for the high end. And to show you how much sound selection is really important, let's try to paste the same melody in FL keys. I mean, it doesn't sound bad, but it's not it. I feel like this is missing some mid-low end, so I will go in my Nova one-shot kit and let's find a string. Maybe something simple like this. Now we need to add some effects to push it in the background. And let's add some reverb. I want it to be there, but not in front of the mix, because otherwise it's going to sound messy. The third tip is to not overcomplicate stuff. In fact, if you want to impress artists, you want to make simple beats. When you have enough variation for your arrangement, I suggest you to stop adding stuff. And to check that, I suggest you to make a quick arrangement only with your melodies. So we can have the intro with the pitch down melody. I already can tell that here we could have also a violin phrase on top of this. So I will go in the new kit that I'm making and let's find a violin phrase. And let's try to pitch everything up to G sharp. Whoa. That's far. Then the drop. In the second part of the hook we can add some variation by adding the violin. And then we can go back down. We can introduce the bell. Okay, so as you can see we have a no variation for a full beat. We don't need to add anything else except for a bass maybe, because the intro can be more hard and more catchy. I want to use one from the Cosmic Drum Kit. Let's use this crazy one. Yeah, it sounds way harder. Yeah, sounds insane. Okay, now the third tip is that the drums need to have a purpose and a lot of bounce. When you are selecting the sounds, make sure to take your time and understand what sounds are good for this specific beat. It's really easy to get used to the same sounds and use the same sounds in every beat, but when I started to take my time and see what sounds are going to sound the best in this beat, my beats started to sound better. I like to start by selecting the clap. Let's start with this snare. I like that, but I feel this clap could have a little bit more low end, so I want to layer this with something else. Let's use this one. Yeah. Actually, let's make it stop before. Whoa. Now this is crazy. For the hi-hats, I really love to use always these really sharp ones, because I personally like when they are not too invasive. And let's add some rolls on this. Oh yeah, and by the way, I will use the drums from the Nebula Cosmic Drum Kit. And if you want to check Nebula out, right now is the best moment because it's at a really low price. So if you want, the link is in the description. Yeah, we can just copy this over and create some variation at the end. And to make them some wider, I suggest you to play along with the pen, or you can just select them all and click Alt-R to randomize the pen and the velocity. I also randomize a bit the pitch. Okay, I like this. Also using some different perks can make you sound a little bit different and more unique. Okay, this is adding bounce, but I placed it always in the same place, and to create even more bounce, you can just shift the position of it. Yeah, and let's add some reverb on this. Let's add this at. Yeah, I like this. Okay, so now we have some bounce going, and on this you could add another snare, maybe another hat and some other perks, but I feel like this is already sounding full and I don't want to overcomplicate the drums. So now I think it's time to move to the 808. So also here, if you don't know what 808 to use, it comes again to listening to a lot of music. I love the sound of the spins. Yeah. And here the 808 needs to be catchy. It's really important to create some bounce. So I like to activate the envelope and activate only the hold. So we can create a pause, for example here. Like for this type of beats, I feel like the spins is not the right sound, so I want to try to use this future one. Yeah. And at the end I like to use triplets. Yeah. So this 808 basically has no attack, so I want to layer a kick on this. Let's use this one. So we can just copy this pattern here, click Alt K, and we can select only C. So the fifth tip that I want to give you is to spend more time in mixing, because that can really make a difference between a bad beat and a good beat, and pay a lot of attention to make everything sound loud and clear. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, remember to drop us a like and comment, and check out this video if you want to sell more beats.